All right, welcome everybody. So I'm excited to see you all for our 18th session in this campaign. Okay, so right now, Gadian is not here. Ismail is on his way. He's driving, so we should have him in a bit. So we'll start first by a summary of the last session. And then from there, we're going to do our customary D20 roll to see to get a feel of how the session is going to go. And then we'll take it from there. And for this session today, I'm going to do a recap because it's been a while. I haven't done one. So you guys are off the hook. So I'm going to do a little longer recap today. So let's go ahead and do that. So while waiting for Gundren to recover, the party decided to explore the ruins of Thunder Tree, a nearby village that was destroyed during an orc invasion many years ago. They went there to speak to a druid named Radoth and to retrieve a reward that they earned after saving Myrna, Dendrarf, and her children from the Red Brands. As they made their way to Radoth's dwelling area, they were ambushed by twig blights, malevolent creatures that overran Thunder Tree. The party fled and found refuge in Radoth's building. The character spoke to the druid and learned about Thunder Tree's history, the Blight's growing presence in the area, folks in masks and black cloaks skulking around for about a few weeks, a frightening monster lurking in the tower to the northeast, and some adventurers that ventured in the tower. The party decided to investigate and get rid of the monster in the tower, but first they spent the night at Radoth's residence to recover and prepare for the next move. The following day, the adventurers rushed to the tower, and as they entered the dilapidated building, their attention was drawn to an open chest filled with gold, on top of which there was an open silver box containing an intriguing black stone. As the group drew closer, a hideous undead creature jumped on the characters, and the battle ensued. The creature took multiple blows, but was regenerating at an alarming pace, almost negating any damage it took. The group realized that there was a magical connection between the monster and the stone, so they attempted to destroy the gem. Unfortunately, the stone had a mind of its own and possessed a few group members, pitting them against one another. Radoth, the druid, joined the battle to help and support the characters. And after a long and taxing battle, the party was finally able to put the stone back in the silver box and close it. As that happened, the undead monster screamed and melted into blood, flesh, and guts. And that's where we left our last session. So you guys now are in the tower. You best also, I wanted to tell you, just zoom in the tower. You know how to zoom in, right? Yeah, because the last session was, it was very super high view, while we were like really just, all of it was just in the tower. So you can zoom in there. So you guys are all in the tower. Sol is laying on the northwest wall, unconscious. Meanwhile, the rest of the team, you're on the floor, breathing heavily, trying to recover from what just happened, that big fight. Faye has just gave a potion to Gallian and healed him, so he regained consciousness. And I think that's where we left it. So a couple of housekeeping things that I want to do here for this session. But first, let's roll the D20.
Perfect. This is how I like to roll my D20.
Okay. Similar to last session, we have only one person rolling over 10, and that's Eiley. So hopefully it's a decent session. Okay, so first thing, Faye, please roll 2d6. Okay, you lose 5 points in the balance. After attacking your ally and stabbing him and seeing all the blood, like this is disgusting where you guys are right now with all the melted bloods and the flesh, the faces, and skin laying on the floor. It's very disgusting. So you lose 5 points in the balance. The other thing I wanted to say is, Ubas, I did update your character sheet. I'm not sure if you saw it with another unconscious, because you haven't updated that. So I updated that. Rest of the team, please check your sheets, because some of you have used the abilities, and I have some notes there for you to, and you hey, delete this, and so on. And when Galleon comes back, there is an update that needs to be done with him. So I'll wait for him to be there for that. So yeah, let's go ahead and take it. So Eiley, what do you do?
I'm gonna turn to Faye, and I'm gonna say, Faye, thank you. You helped him. You killed him, but then you helped him. Thank you. That's what I said.
It's only natural. I have to fix the damage I caused to my companion. Do you got him now?
By the way, Galleon, hearing all this, he says, "What damage you mean? What killing you mean? I haven't. This was just a scratch. I was pretending to be severely injured." I mean,
I look at him and smile and say, "Cute."
And he keeps rumbling, like there. He keeps saying, "Yes, my armor was protecting me, and I raised. Well, I missed it a little bit, but I almost caught you with my shield. I mean, I let you win because you're a woman."
And that's much appreciated, Galleon. Eiley, do you have him now? Can you make sure? I want to go check on Soul.
Yes, I was about to say I have him if we can check on Soul.
Okay.
Okay, so you move, you make your way next to Soul's body. He's laying on the floor, unconscious.
Can I do a check on him? I don't want to check. Does he have a pulse? Is he breathing?
Sure. You can. You don't even need to make a roll for that. He's not like a Gundren. So you just check his pulse. He's breathing. He doesn't have any physical injury on him, but he is unconscious.
I I put my hand under his neck and I tap a little bit on his cheek and go, "Soul, are you there? Soul, wake up, Soul, are you there?
Wake up, Soul. Why aren't you waking up already? Wake up, Soul, hey." So he's trying to wake you up, Soul, and how about you make a willpower test, Soul, with advantage because he's helping you to do that, and then tell me what your total score is, please. And I'm gonna roll
I messed up.
with advantage, not disadvantage. So
Yeah, advantage.
Yeah. So what's your total?
31.
All right. So so as you're slapping him a little bit on the face, Soul, you're back to that same dark hole where you fell many years ago. But you are feeling, as I told you at the end of the last session, you're feeling actually relieved to be back in that hole compared to when you were sinking in the hole pulled by those malevolent spirits. So you're in the same dark hole where you fell many years ago, alone, hurt, or cold, and feeling miserable. It is an irony that you're back to where it all started. Is this the end, you think for a moment? Your mind starts drifting, and then you find yourself at a magnificent banquet, drinking sweet honeyed wine, eating sumptuous meats, tasting the flavors, the rich and delicious flavors of apple and lemon pies, while watching the dancers move and sway to the rhythm of the music played by the band. You can see to your left Faye, Eiley, and Galleon drink into your glory, raising their glasses. But they're not the only ones here. You look at the other side and you recognize the familiar smiles of your friends, family, and loved ones. You're home. Home. And then you're taken back, everything shifts, and you're taken back to that day when your father sent you off. You could still smell the fresh yet chilly air of the morning. The old man's eyes avoiding yours as he informs you of his decision. You could feel again the indifference at first, but then thinking of your mother. This will break her heart, you think. You're saddened. But maybe this is what you truly need. You close your eyes, and when you open them back, you are wandering, walking in the dark. You cannot see. It's all dark in front of you as you are walking. You're naked. You're vulnerable. You do not have your weapon. You do not have your armor. You're tired and alone. You walk for what feels like an eternity. Your body seems to be holding by a thread. You're exhausted. It is about to break at any moment now from the weight and damage of all the injuries you have taken. Yet, miraculously, you keep pushing ahead, always onward. Suddenly, a bright light emanates from behind you. You stop, turn around, and you raise your head toward the source of this radiance. You could clearly see it, this giant sphere, majestically blazing through the sky, piercing the darkness with its divine radiance. You can feel its warmth, its heat. You want to get closer, but your feet cannot move anymore. So you painfully raise your hand toward it. And as you do so, you see the ground and the landscape in the horizon shifts and raises as well. And it shapes itself as the ground raises. It shifts itself to a hand that is raised towards the sky, towards the sun, trying to grab it, outstretching its fingers, trying to reach its warmth, its brilliance. You tell yourself, just once, for once, I would like to. So far away. You let out. And then you open your eyes, awoken by Faye's taps on your face. For those of you who don't know, this is the writer of Berserk died this week. This is like similar to a scene from Berserk, with the god hand.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's but it's not just for the manga. It's also for this story. Anyway, so she wakes you up.
Wake up to me, right? Like really close to your face.
Griffith, is that you? I mean, Faye? Okay.
Wait, who?
Hold on, 1 second. 1 second. As Ailey says, who? Gallian whispers in her ear. It's probably an old boyfriend, Griffith, he said.
Oh, Faye, yes. I'm awake. Is everybody okay? What happened?
A lot happened, but are you okay first? How do you feel?
1 second. Yeah. Okay. I think I'm fine, but no, and I start to try to move my arms, and I feel fine, but I almost felt like I was gone even though I'm feeling okay. I don't have any injuries, and yet I was feeling like I was losing myself.
I tap on your forehead like this and I say, yeah, what's going on here, huh? What's going on here? Well, it's okay. You want to know what happened? I almost killed Gallian, and then I brought him back. And
you what? You almost killed? Why would you kill Gallian? What? Why?
He wanted to take something that I really wanted, It's yeah, I couldn't. I tried to tell him to not take it, and but he kept on wanting to take it, and so finally, I just had to, that part of me that I unleash sometimes. Well, yeah. I mean, I had to make a point.
Wait, and as you say that, I remember the influence I also felt when I touched the stone, and I'm like, did you hear the voices as well?
Yeah, but I mean, who would get carried away by these voices? Look at me. I mean, I'm better than that. I just, he was just trying to take something from me.
What was it?
The stone.
You mean my stone, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's everybody's stone by this point. And we're pretty lucky that the druid showed up.
No.
Because otherwise, I think we would all be goners. But yeah, I'm glad you're good. Do you need help getting up, or?
So as you say that, like, I try to like stand up by myself. I'm like, I think I can physically move just fine. Thanks for waking me up from this nightmare. Is everybody okay? And as I see the creature, oh, I thought that thing was not killable. How did you end up defeating it?
So there was a link between it and the stone, and with much effort, we were able to finally, I think, and by much effort, I mean it took everybody, including Aya, to help us put this stone in the box. And the creature just melted once we locked the stone in the box.
So it was something to do with the stone.
It was definitely, and yeah, I think Galleon also kind of felt that. I think that presence that seems to have some impact on you, but he didn't have much impact on me. Just so we're clear, it just had an impact on you apparently pretty bad. And then Galleon, for some reason, like tried to turn into a thief and steal my stone. It was weird. But yeah, that's kind of what happened in a nutshell.
Can I roll against your masquerade on that sentence?
Sure. So, yeah, do you either analysis or intuition against Faye's masquerade? So, Usama, both of you roll d20, add your stats, and you tell me which one you're going to use.
Yeah.
Analysis or intuition.
Just intuition, yeah.
Okay, so roll that, and then Usama, you roll as well. So what's your total, Faye?
21.
21. So, and Soul, you got 29. So Soul, you're not smelling the bullshit. This smells fishy.
Okay, but yeah, I'll keep it to myself. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, it must be something with like elves and being special against that, huh?
I don't know if it's just Alf or just me, but yeah, I mean, I felt in control. Let's put it that way.
Well, no matter. And then as I look towards the others, I see that Radolf is there, and I'm like, oh, Mr.
Yeah, so you see Radolf is there. He's holding in his hand the silver box, the silver ornate box that's closed. He's breathing heavily as he's leaning on his staff. You see on the floor, like the floor is covered with blood and like guts. The creature is actually, as I said, melted on the ground. It's disgusting. So what do you want to do? You said.
I just want to thank Redlock. I'd like to thank you for saving my life, because I wait, hold on. Now, is this was I partially conscious to the fact that he was the one that's gonna save him from the absorption? Not really, right? No. So I couldn't have known. I'll just say thanks for the help. What's the plan with that stone? What is it? Do we even know?
So Radolf is breathing heavily. You could see that he's exhausted. And before I answer with him, meanwhile, so Eiley, anything you wanted to do with Galleon, as he, like he's standing there?
I'm assuming he's hurt pretty bad.
Yes, but he keeps pretending as if it was a flesh wound.
Okay. I was going to ask him if I'm going through my bag, and like, seriously, Galleon, you got to tell me what you need. I have a recovery kit here. I mean, if I have to, I could drink my last magic potion and heal you.
He says, it's disgusting. If we stay here and, if you're going to work on me with your recovering kit, we're going to have to sit here for an hour.
Right.
Look at that. No offense, Eiley, but I'm not somebody who likes to sit and eat around death and gore.
Why? Look, I've got food here. Like
it's a dwarf thing. It's a dwarven thing. We have to be more refined, than elves. Oh, and other creatures.
What do you think you're eating when you're eating meat? You're eating this crap. I mean, what does it matter? Just eat.
I'm not eating that crap. You're eating that crap.
Oh, you drive me crazy.
He says, "Who will eat this kind of shit?" As he points to the blood, and as he does that, he says, "Wait, what is this?" He sees on the ground. He sees like a satchel that was also part of the, like the bodies that were forming together. And he said, and he approaches it and, like looks at it. He says, "Loot," as he smiles.
All right, you're back to your normal self. I think you're fine.
Now he's not bothered by the disgusting stuff, Mr. Oh my God, I cannot handle this shit. Hold on, loot. I need to go and check this. So he goes in and looks. He pulls the satchel, starts to look inside of it. So he finds. Let's see.
He gets possessed.
Yeah. So he finds 38 gold pieces. He find a pouch of 38 gold pieces that he throws to Eiley, and he tells you, "You take care of that." And then he pulls also out of that pouch. He pulls a scroll. Keeps looking in the pouch and then throws it. And then he opens the scroll a little bit, looks at it, and says, "Well, this is interesting." Okay, so we switch back to Radoth. And what was your question again, Sol?
I asked him basically, what's the plan for the stone, and do we even know what it is?
Okay, the good news first is we got Galleon here, so I'm out of playing the dwarf. But he's so Radoth says, "I'm not sure, but it's pretty clear that this stone is behind this creature here, and I also believe that it has a high correlation to the undeath presence. Maybe even back then when the undeath rised against the orcs."
And what do we plan to do? Do we plan to destroy it, or is it even destroyable?
I have no idea, but what I can do is, it seems that this box contains its influence, and I will hurry as soon as possible and take this to my allies, and we would look at it and they would see what can be done. Maybe it needs to be buried deep inside the ground if we cannot destroy it.
Okay.
Well, there is no doubt that this is a malevolent power, and that it causes a lot of harm. I mean, look at this. He points to the ground and to the blood and flesh. He says, it's carnage. It's a disaster. It's against everything that's natural.
I look at him and I look at Sol and I look at Radoth and I interject. I say, We did make the acquaintance of an interesting necromancer. Do you think that his knowledge or expertise could be useful in containing or neutralizing this power?
I will stay away from necromancers. They keep thinking that they can mess with the balance of the nature, raise back the dead. For whatever reason, they think they control it, but all they do is fall to the evil wickedness of chaos.
And
I disagree with that. Sorry, that irritates me. So I'm like, well, you know, I think necromancers have a bad reputation, and I can see why druids such as you, connected with nature and balance, would think that. But I was on the same page as you not so long ago until we met this individual who seems to me to be pretty wanting to do good and curious and understanding and correcting this reputation that necromancers have of being beings of darkness. So I would just offer a more balanced opinion of necromancers.
He looks at you and says, well, you are definitely a young one, aren't you? Thinking that people can beat corruption. Corruption will sooner or later take possession of you. Each one of you, each one of us, we have a darkness inside. And the more you play with these dangerous magic, the more likely you are to attract the attention of a scary creature. Even the goddess of Undeath herself, you may attract her attention. And now what? The goddess of Undeath, Helga, is pure evil. And sooner or later, she can make you submit to her will. And then what? You may have started your life with good intentions, but playing with fire, sooner or later, will lead to burning the whole building down. I've seen it so many times.
An interesting.
Yes, I have.
Anyway, that's his perspective, and I think Galen is still struggling with technology, I guess. So, what does the rest of the team want to do? I was gonna let him play as well, but.
he couldn't hear us. His mic was working, but he couldn't hear us. So he's trying to fix that. Heidi, do you want to do something?
No, I'm reminded that my people are also stewards of the land, but I'm feeling like Radolf is lecturing. She's going to act like he's lecturing her, so she's going to just kind of withdraw and try to stay hidden, invisible in the group as much as she can.
Yeah, sure.
Me as Soul, I noticed that Radolf is quite not really like willing to listen to anything related to she only, so I'm just not gonna bother because I understand where he's coming from. So I would move. I'm not gonna argue on this point, and I'm more gonna ask him this. So I asked Radolf, what about these? Are there more of these locations where that you suspect to be sources of evil in this area, or was this the primary one you were focused on?
Well, no, I'm not. I was not sure that even this was a source of evil. Again, as I told you, I was here mainly because these ruins are by the Tresendar forest, and most of my work is centered on the Tresendar forest. And until recently, we started having these the blights presence increase, and then, as I told you a few weeks ago, we had the undead started appearing, and that's where I caught I caught a glimpse of the this horrible creature, pointing to the ground, and what remains of the creature. He said. So that's his perspective. Gallian, can you hear us?
I hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
Oof, penis.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I'm really late, but I don't know, it didn't work first time.
Okay, you died, so it's fine.
I know.
No, just a quick recap for you. So
Yeah.
just quickly, we are still in the tower.
Okay.
Sol just got woken up by Faye, and they are discussing the stone with Radoth. Meanwhile, you saw in the remains of the blasted creature, you found a pouch that had 38 gold pieces and had a scroll. So you took the scroll, took a glimpse at it, and you were gonna share it with the rest of the team. That's where we left your part. Other thing that you need to do for me. So at the end of the last session, Faye hit you with her ulti and you fell unconscious.
Died.
So you have to. Well, you didn't die. You fell unconscious.
Yeah.
So you have to roll a D100 for me to see what kind of the injury that you took.
D100. Okay.
Yes, please. Let me go here. Here you go. Okay, so what's how much did you roll?
48.
48. Okay, so your maximum HP is reduced by 20%, and you have 1 injury.
Okay, 20%.
Yeah. So just time your maximum. You see on the side where you have your maximum, just time it by 0.8, and that will give you. It will automatically calculate what your maximum is. Sounds good?
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing you need to do, this was part of the housekeeping. Let me check again. Yeah, just make sure to increase the historical injuries on your character sheet. I think this is your third injury.
Yep.
Sounds good. Okay, so make sure to update those. All right, back to the session. Gallian, do you want to do something with your character?
No, it's fine. I'm just trying to read it.
Okay, sounds good. Faye, I guess it's just Faye and Sol because Eiley is withdrawing.
Should I try to roll stealth or something?
Sure, go ahead. Roll your stealth. He's gonna do his perception. What's your total in stealth?
I rolled a 28.
Okay, you seem like you seem like Radoth is not aware of your presence. Okay, so is that it? So what do you guys want to do next?
I just said to the group, so I guess we can just take whatever is valuable over here and just. I think our job here is done. Would you need anything from us, Radoth, before we head our way?
No, I think I'm thankful for everything you have done. Maybe we can go back to my hut, to my residence. Make sure to secure this box right here and the stone itself.
Right, let's do that then. But let's look around for any valuable thing we might have missed. And I point to the scattered coins from the box that we noticed earlier, like this, for instance.
You mean from the chest? Yeah.
Yeah, from the chest.
And I tell Radoth, I'm also very thankful for your intervention, and I don't think we would have made it without you. We actually got worried when you were not coming back to your residence that something had happened to you, so we came here quickly. And then, what was I gonna say? Then I look at you, Ivy, and I said, looks like, if I'm not mistaken from the last session, I said, looks like there are arrows over here. You might want to stock up.
I'm gonna just kind of crouch down behind Gallian and say, okay.
Sounds good.
All right, so you guys are gonna look around and see if there are any items, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you search, Soul, you go through the weapons. So there are axes and swords around the floor, and they do about 10 damage each. And for you, it's probably going to be one-handed. You need like 8 in strength to carry it with 2 hands. Sorry, with 1 hand, not 2 hands. 2 hands is probably just 4. So you find swords and axes on the floor. There is about, Ailey, as you walk and look at arrows on the floor, there is about 15 regular arrows that deal 10 damage. So as you know, don't go over the maximum that you can have in the quiver. But there is 15 arrows all around the floor. So, Sol, are you going to take any weapon?
Yeah, so when I fell, I actually dropped my short sword.
You dropped your weapon, yeah.
So I first make sure to give back the short sword to Ailey, I believe. She's the one who gave it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and I ask you, Ailey, do you have place for your sword back, or do you want me to carry it for you?
I think if you need it, I don't.
No, I don't. I just want to give it to you.
I'll just take it.
Okay.
Then I'll take it back. Thank you.
Ailey, you can get a sword that deals 10 damage if you prefer.
Oh, I prefer.
Yeah.
Okay, then change the short sword to be 10 damage, and the strength requirement is 4 and 8. 4 for 2 hand and 8 for 1 hand.
And I do the same with the sword I want to pick up.
Okay, so you pick a sword that deals 10 damage. Same thing. Just put it in your equipment. I said earlier you found 38 gold pieces there with Ailey. The pouch. So Galleon, what's in the pouch? Do you wanna, like the letter? Do you wanna take a look at that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so here's the letter, and you can read it if you want, please, like out loud.
Okay, Miro, it is time that you and your associates investigate the ruins of the tree. Our research indicates that the village was built on the ruins of a powerful magic empire, and that there may be some valuable artifacts left. I need you to conduct a thorough investigation of the Shamble town. Report any item or artifact that holds supernatural properties as discussed. You will be rewarded 500 gold plus 200 more for any magical object that we deem useful. I will be expecting you at my hideout in 3 days. I'm counting on you, Miro. Do not disappoint me.
The letter is signed. The letter is signed at the bottom with a spider seal. This is This is similar to the spider seal you saw in the letter that was left at Albrecht's hideout. And this was in a pouch that was inside of the body that melted and exploded. The body made, the undead mutated body made of different faces and so on.
Do you share? We don't know about this yet.
He read it, right?
Yeah, but about the seal, do you also communicate that the seal is a spider?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he shares the information with the team.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is so even here the spider's web extends. It seems that he has everything under his control, which is quite irritating but impressive nonetheless. I asked Redot, does the name Miro sound familiar to you?
No.
Miro. Have you heard of the spider before? The
silent spider.
Silent spider, thank you. It was like black spider, not silent spider.
Sorry, what did you say? What was your comment, Usama? I didn't hear it.
And have you ever heard of the name? The
yeah, you already asked him this question when you visited him once, and he said he had no idea.
That's right.
Okay. But the plot thickens. But it's interesting. Maybe we can ask. God damn it. There's so many names. So bad.
Which
We
one?
can, Ernst. Maybe you can ask Ernst and the others about what we found, because it seems to coincide with our primary objective here. But anyway, keep that letter. Keep that letter. Game Master, do you have a way to like a maximum capacity of picking up weapons if we want to resell them at Fendelin?
I would say for the weapons, like that are like sword, etc., you cannot carry more than 3 a total.
Okay.
So you are currently carrying 2. You cannot carry more than 3 on you.
So I have the short sword and the normal sword.
No, you don't have the short sword. You have a normal sword, and then you have your bastard or whatever sword that's broken pretty much.
That's broken pretty much. Yeah, left it. Okay, so I'm just gonna add 1 if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Did you say there was any shields on the ground? No shields. Okay.
No.
No armor. No nothing.
No, they were ripped, dude. Like, pretty much, the adventurers are the monster.
Right.
Like everything got ripped. So as you guys keep investigating the chest, you look at this chest, and as you count, you find about 800 gold pieces in the chest. There are also 3 silver goblets in there. You'll find 3 scrolls, 1 book, and then as you look beneath the coins, there is a rusty axe, an old rusty axe. And that's about it by, like doing this kind of search.
Okay. And does the axe look two-handed or one-handed? Like, does it look heavy?
The axe looks like a woodcutter axe. Axe that they take and cut wood with it. It's pretty old, so.
All right, so let's see. Shall we carry everything and then split now, or do you guys want to split on another time? It's
we need to examine these objects, but we can do that later, right?
Yeah.
Let's just carry them with us and go with.
So if one person carries the box, it's probably going to require the strongest in the team, and you're going to have both your hands on it, and you're going to move slow pretty much.
So might as well spread it.
It's a pretty heavy chest.
So after we come to this realization, we decide to at least split the easy part. Like, we can do the gold right now, 4 ways.
Yeah.
So that's 838 divided by 4, correct?
I think we can keep the 38 with Eileen, as she wants to keep the common
pool. Yeah.
Yeah, Eileen, are you cool with that? Yeah. Okay, and then we just split the 800. That makes it easier to do math.
Yeah, you're right. So that's 200 each.
Okay, make sure to update your sheet. So that's 200 gold piece for each one of you.
Yep. And then so weapon-wise, I cannot carry more. I have the 2 swords and my long swords and my great sword. Does anybody have room for the rusty axe, just in case it's something special?
I have room for.
Yeah.
Okay. So are Ali or Gallian?
As you want.
So who's getting it? Is it Eiley or Gallian?
It is Eiley. I'll just put it in my bag.
Okay.
That leaves us with the goblets, the scrolls, and what else, Game Master?
So 3 goblets, 3 scrolls, and a book.
In the book. I volunteer for I volunteer for the goblets, if you guys don't mind. Just to carry them. I'm not gonna keep them. Just to carry them.
Yeah. How did you say, Game Master? We know how much we have in terms of room.
You just ask me and I'll tell you.
Oh, okay. I can take whatever I have room for in my backpack. The book or the scroll, and the scrolls don't take that much room.
So what's the split? Who's you bet you want the 3 goblets?
Yeah.
There is still 3 scrolls and 1 book.
So
Yep.
So do you guys have room, Galen or Ivy?
Everybody
okay.
has room.
Oh, everybody has room. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. We can.
No, it doesn't matter who has the items.
Yes.
In case I want to steal from you, or in case you die, or in case you
No,
disappear.
I
It matters.
No, I do. I get that we need to track who has it, but so do you guys care who's carrying it?
No, I don't really.
Okay, I'll take all of that stuff then. 3 scrolls.
Okay.
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 Sounds good. So you guys split everything among yourselves. Okay. So now that you have finished all that, Radoth looks at you and he says,
Is it time to leave?
Yep, sounds about right.
All right, he says, stay next to me, and I will head back to my hut, okay?
Yep.
I say yes. I have a weapon I dropped, and I would like to recover on the way if we can.
Where was it?
I described to him where it was.
Okay, all right, I see. All right, well then everybody stays next to me, and let's head out.
I'm going to whisper to Galleon, do you think he has a potion?
Maybe you should ask. I don't know. Ask him.
The game master appears and says, "No, motherfuckers, you're not getting any potion." All right, cool. So you guys leave the tower, and the smell finally normalizes, because when you were there, it was pretty disgusting. The smell was a very strong, horrible, like rotten flesh and things like that. So Radoth is walking slowly with his staff and holding the box next to him. And as he's walking, you can hear him. He's like humming. He's humming. And as you guys come out of the cottage from the north door, you look around and you don't see any twig blights or anything like that. And you stay close as he keeps on humming. And then you make your way. I would say it's about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And he makes his way, goes back to the main road, and walks by the fountain area. And you guys are following him. Is there anything you wanna talk or anything like that, or do I just take him?
Yeah, I just ask. Why aren't we getting attacked by blights? Then
Maybe he told them.
Maybe he's encountering something while walking because he's talking.
Okay, so that's interesting.
Exactly. So he's like walking and singing, and you guys are following him. And he's like, as you guys are talking, he's like making a gesture of yeah. And so that's everything, right? That's everything he wants to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then as you guys reach the fountain area, and he's humming, he gets pierced by an energy light and falls to the ground. So he's pierced by a ray of light. Well, a ray of energy. It looks more like arcane energy that comes out of from around the corner of a building, and he falls to the ground. Let's see. So we're gonna do this. And then for you, you look around at the source of the energy that comes out. And hold on, let me move the characters a little bit. Yeah, it's about here. Yeah, here you go. So you see, as you raise your eyes to look, the ray came from here, of energy, of arcane energy. And you see an individual wearing dark cloaks with leathery masks covering his face. And he has his arm outstretched, and you could see some smoke coming out of his arm. He just used a magic spell, definitely. That's through the ray of energy that hits Radoth. And suddenly you start seeing these other figures that surround you. They're all wearing black cloaks, masks, and they are looking at you with well, you can't see their features. They're looking at you, but definitely this is not boding well, what just happened. But before you react or say or do anything, excuse me, one of these individuals, this one more specifically, he screams at the person who shot that spell and says, "Oh, you worthless vermin! What have you done? You just pierced the old man's chest. How could you?" Oh. And he looks at you and he says, "Apologies, my friend, for my friend's action. I promise you, I will have him whipped for what he did. You see, this waste of human life here takes things personally. Too personally, if you ask me. And that is why he will always remain as nothing more than a cockroach. Now, let us forgo this savage behavior and parley as the civilized creatures we are. So would it be possible to speak to your leader? The team, please make a, let's see, what is it? It's going to be, I think, a confidence roll. Let's see. Yeah, make a confidence roll with advantage. And tell me what your total is. Oh, that's great. Okay, so what's your totals? Faye, what's your total?
30,
Confidence.
30.
30. Okay, next, Guardian.
Wait. I'm rolling.
Dude, roll a d20 and then do your math.
31.
Okay, Faye. Sorry, Eiley.
19.
Okay, and Sol?
33.
33. All right. The person, like, just said these words, but you are annoyed at what just happened. Like they shot first. He's trying to parlay, but you're not very happy at what just happened. So what would you like to do? Let's start with Faye. Faye, what would you like to do? By the way, Faye, you got -6 to all physical because of your 2 ultis.
Yeah.
And I think Gallian, you have 1 level of exhaustion, if I'm not, if I am correct, because you felt unconscious.
Have an injury. Yeah.
Yeah, but you also have exhaustion.
Okay, that's okay. And what does it do? What does it do? Sorry.
Well, again, it would be nice to go and read what it is in the book of rules, and it's you have -4 to all your rolls.
Ah, okay, all right.
You have a -4 penalty or 1 level of fatigue. After you get unconscious, you gain 1 level of fatigue, and then if you fell unconscious again, the fatigue level increases. So right now you have -4 to all your stats for rolls.
And Gallian, you're frozen. Your video is frozen. At least on my side. Is it me, guys?
Yeah, it is. It is frozen. Just try to refresh it, but that's fine. We can hear you.
So I say, who identify yourselves And from what I saw, Game Master, was that a killing shot, or is there like, or do I need to go check?
It was too fast.
Okay. So I move here if I can, and I say, as I yell, identify yourselves, and to go check on Radolf.
So you check on him. He has his knees to the ground, and he's holding in the staff, and he's holding also to his shoulder. He got hit by it. He's not dead, but you know that hurt, and he's tired.
And he's tired.
Tired.
Yeah. And
you know, he has been breathing heavily, and he was pretty tired after the battle.
Yeah. I say, are you okay, Radolf?
I think I can survive. But he looks around, he says, these are the people that I mentioned to you earlier, the ones that have showed up here about 3 weeks ago. The people in cloaks that were hiding to the north, to the southeast.
Okay, thank you. So,
all right, move on to the next character, Galleon.
Or did you respond? Because I asked them to identify. Oh, or you're doing that after?
Yeah, Galleon, what do you want to do?
I scream, who the fuck are you? What do you want?
It says who we are is not of importance, and it is common of courtesy to identify yourselves first.
It's a common courtesy to not attack us on sight.
True, but you see... Go ahead, finish.
No, but I'm asking to introduce ourselves. Well, like it's a fucking conversation. Who the fuck are you and what do you want from us?
Now, here's the situation. You have recently came into possession of something close and dear to our hearts. My friend here, he points to the guy who threw the energy blast. My friend here believes that you stole it, but I'm sure that it is just a simple misunderstanding. In fact, I believe that you were on your way right now to hand us the box and what's inside it as a gesture of goodwill and friendship. Make another confidence roll. Again, you can roll with advantage.
Uh, 25.
Well, hold on. I'll start with Faye. Faye, what's your score?
23.
23. Okay. Galleon, you said 25. Ailey?
Yeah.
27.
Okay. And Sol?
33.
What's that? 23 or 33?
33.
33. Okay. Yeah, you're not convinced by his words. You know, he's trying to parlay, but what just happened with the energy blast and so on, you're not feeling very friendly towards him. But that's what he told you. So Faye, is there anything you wanna? It's not Faye. Ailey, is there anything you wanna do or say?
We need to tend to our friend. Are you gonna let us tend to our friend?
Are you going to hand the box, our property?
I'm just gonna stare at him awkwardly.
Okay. Sol, is there anything you want to do?
Yes. So in my bonus action, I unsheath my 10 damage sword and I walk.
Hold on.
Yeah.
As you unsheath your sword, he says, "Oh, I see. I was actually," and he unsheathed Teal, like the sword of Faye, and says, "I was actually going to hand you over this for the box. I believe this is also your property. You guys have, I would say, lost it. But you see, as civilized creatures, we know who is the true owner of this, and we will hand it over to its owner, because property. Private property is a very important concept. And he looks back at the guy up north, the guy who shot the energy, and he tells him, now that is how civilized people interact with one another, you uneducated baboon. You can see the other one is being irritated. Fucking... Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a few seconds or like a couple of minutes to think it through as a team. What do you want to do?
Yeah, it's gonna be tough.
I'm worried that there's more of them and that they're in better shape than we are.
Can't give them the bugs. Sure. We can't give them the bugs.
Yeah. Maybe you should ask them if they are Mino or Miro, the guy from the letter. Maybe we could ask them.
This guy right here.
That and,
this guy right here, as you guys are talking, tells the guy who was talking. He turns to him and says, "They're whispering. They are negotiating." And the other one says, "It's fine. This is normal negotiation within a group. It's better than always resulting to sword and violence."
We can't give them the stone. Radot, do you agree? We can't give them the stone.
Radot says, "Yes, maybe if you ask them who they are. I mean, at the end of the day, I was going to take it to the people that I believe could help, but maybe clarifying who they are may be helpful."
All right. So, is it still my turn, or are we gonna play like other people's turn?
Yeah, you guys can play together. Whoever wants to say this in the team. So, it could be you or Faye or Ailey or Gallian.
Yeah. So this is the guy who was talking. This guy or this guy? Which one?
No, the one below him. Yeah.
Below him. Yeah. So okay. I don't unsheet. I walk straight to him.
Oh no! He says as you start walking, you see the other guys are pointing their hand. They raise their hand towards you, and they're about to use their spells. And he says, "Hold on." He says, "Hold on" to his allies, and says, "Please stay there, and let's parlay. Do not come any step closer. My friends get twingly, and they may all."
I raise my hands, and I'm like, I just want to get, we just want to get closer and get familiar.
Well, you have your sword drawn, you bet.
No. I said I don't unsheath it. Yeah.
Okay. So he says, "No, you can stay there, and we can parlay."
All right. I just want to ask, who are you? I say my name is Sol. At least we can start with the names.
He says, "I'm Fabric."
Fabric. To which group do you belong to, Fabric? Fabric.
Yeah, I just sent you the name.
Yeah.
And
yes.
Well, I don't think that's very important, but my companions and I have come to these ruins so that we can study the necromantic power of that very stone you hold. That item was created by our Lord himself, and as you have discovered yourselves, its abilities can spiral out of control if not in the right hands. That is why we sent for reinforcements and have been waiting since. The stone was sealed in the magic box you currently hold, and everything was fine until those greedy mercenaries came sniffing around. We urged them to collaborate, offering them to take whatever treasures they find in these ruins in exchange for the stone. But they were reckless and bent on acquiring it for their own benefit. And look what happened to them. They became rotten, disgusting flesh. I'm sure you wouldn't want to suffer the same shameful fate, would you?
Game Master, can I do an analysis test to see if he's truthful? I want to see if he's being, if he comes across honest as to me.
Well, you can
Sorry, I shouldn't tell you what I roll. I want to see if like it seems to me like he's telling the truth.
In what he just said, you can do a analysis versus well, do your analysis test, and then we'll see. Then tell me what your total is.
18.
The person, whatever he's saying, doesn't give you any ground to judge whether he's truthful or not. You know, on the one hand, he seems to, you know, have some form of moral code. But on the other, you know, it's his ally that blasted your friend.
Sorry, you guys. Do you mind? I asked him, and who do you say your lord is, and what prevented you from retrieving the stone yourselves? You seem, if you are that knowledgeable about its powers, we just almost all died to put. It seems like we are in agreement that this magic is dangerous, and we all just risked our lives to put it to rest and seal it back in the box. Why didn't you intervene or do that yourselves if you're familiar with its powers?
So these are a lot of questions, and to answer the first part about my lord, it is none of your business who my lord is. The second part is about the stone. We are very well, as I told you, we are very well aware of its powers and its influence. Therefore, we have not been reckless in going after the stone itself. Unfortunately, those greedy adventurers decided to go on their own and open the box, which has led to them murdering each other and becoming the hideous creature you have seen. And that is why I mentioned to you that we send for reinforcements to come and control the stone and be able to seal it, and then take it and study it and and deliver it to our Lord.
I look at you, Sol, and Eiley and Gallian, and say, on the off chance, I whisper, on the off chance that they are from whichever, you know, group that has a tie to this stone, I'm personally, I mean, this, if sealing the box was restoring the balance here, I am not interested in fighting for ownership of the box. And as Radolf said, he was going to try to find people that can help with it. On the off chance that these are the people, it could be pretty straightforward conversation, and maybe we can get something out of it in the negotiations with them.
I could whisper back. We could ask them if they are the one who hired Miro, and maybe they are the Silent Spiders. They are working for the Silent Spiders.
I don't think so, because the letter from the Silent Spider was asking to retrieve.
And they're trying to retrieve, and they said that they sent mercenaries. So maybe the mercenaries from whom the letter we found were the ones that were sent by them. So they are working for the spider.
Maybe, but we are also mercenaries, right? And nobody's paying me to get in a fight with them. So
yeah, right. But
I understand. You know, I'm also pissed that they shot at him, but maybe they can heal him. Maybe they can heal all of us. Maybe those are the kind of terms we should be discussing with them as we try to figure out, and maybe that's a test of their willingness to parlay, as he says.
Oh no, I want to know if they work for the Silent Spider. Actually, I don't know what you think.
Well, you can ask. You know, like if you want.
Yeah. I want to ask them. Do you let me ask them?
Do you ask your who do you ask? Faye?
Yeah, I mean everyone in the group. I'm like whispering. Do you let me ask now?
Of course. Galen, could you keep the swearing out of the question?
I try to be more civilized. Okay. Fabric. Did the mercenaries that you hired was one of them named Mino or Miro?
I did not
by any
hire
chance?
anybody.
Oh,
But the
you said
mercenaries that showed.
mercenaries.
No, I said those were greedy mercenaries that came here on their own to
Oh,
pillage this area. And we
okay.
approached them and tried to build an alliance, meaning we can help them retrieve what they need, but they need to leave the stone on its own or to deliver it to us in the box. But they were greedy and wanted it for themselves. And yes, there was a member in that group named Miro. Yes.
Okay. Can I do like an I don't know if it's analysis.
What are you trying to do? Tell me what you're trying to do, and then we'll tell you the role.
Yeah, I'm trying to understand if he's telling the truth in that he didn't send the mercenaries.
Okay,
He's not
so-
trying to hide it. Yeah.
Yeah, hiding, like to know the truth, you could do an analysis or an intuition. Analysis is based on cognitive, like just reading his movements and stuff like that. Intuition is just based on a gut feeling.
I will do analysis, I guess.
Okay, please go ahead and roll, and then tell me what your total is. Okay, so I rolled a 3. What's your total? Oh no, I didn't roll it 3. I rolled it an 18. Yeah, that was my roll.
25 minus 4. Do I have the minus 4 on the analysis or not?
What does it say in the description of the penalty?
I don't have it here. Sorry.
Oh, you mean in the unconscious, in the fatigue?
The exhausted. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all it's at all stats.
Everything. Yeah, so it's 21. Okay.
Yeah. So 21. You look at him. He's mysterious. You cannot read his facial expressions. Yeah, he's wearing the mask. He's very eloquent, but at the same time, he gave you ground for suspicion. So you're not sure. You don't have good read on him.
I don't know, guys. He might be telling the truth, but we are in no condition to fight anyway. Okay.
So, you're too far now. Can I move? Can I move here?
Yeah, right now they're not reacting unless if you get too close to them, they're not reacting. And but you see a bunch of them are actually pointing their hands at Saul because he moved closer.
Yeah. So what are you thinking? I'd like a non. I think my feeling is that we can probably test their willingness to parlay, as he says, by making counter demands. Do you mind if I lead that conversation?
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that bugs me is that they as I look at the way they're dressed, it looks nothing like Lin Zhao, right?
No, they're not wearing Lin Zhao, and they're definitely not.
Okay. So I said the only thing that bothers me is that they might be siding with the wrong kind of necromancy, let's put it that way. But I guess, like you said, we're not being paid to save the world. So if they have to do the stone and we have to get on our way, I guess that's also possible. So yeah, if you want to lead the way for the negotiations, I don't mind. Yeah.
I look at you and I say, I think I've been around you enough to understand why you care, and believe me, so do I. But we also need to live to fight another day.
I guess so. And as I look at Freydot and I look at Galleon and the way they are, I'm like, yeah, I think you're right.
Even Faye doesn't look good.
Yeah, I don't look great. Fabric.
Yes.
Let's all relax and parlay. I like parlay. If you are indeed willing to do so, as you can see, we are pretty beat up from dealing with sealing this box back, and your friend over there, as I point to this guy, just hit this great druid who came to our help and to whom we're indebted. Would you, the least you guys could do would be to heal and revert the unnecessary offensive action you took against us. If you are indeed who you claim to be, we have no qualms handing over the stone. As a matter of fact, we were not sure what to do with it. We are not interested in manipulating it or trying to derive its power as much as making sure it does not cause further chaos.
Okay, make a persuasion test.
My best stat in the whole world. Don't roll a 20. Don't roll a 20.
No, I already rolled. I rolled a 9.
Oh.
So he says, finally somebody with a bit of cognitive abilities. I am very happy that you are able to step out and have such a conversation. Well, unfortunately, we do not have any ability to heal your partner, and I feel very saddened by what just happened. However, and that is why we are going to be offering you this sword back. And, as soon as we exchange the items, we will be on our way, and you will be on our way, and this will be all a thing of history. And it would, seal our newly found friendship.
All right. That makes sense, no? Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, I'm thinking. It's does it seem truthful to me, Game Master?
Make a analysis or intuition test, and let's see how that goes.
I'm doing analysis, and that is going to be 23.
You, based on what he says, you get a feeling that he's definitely willing to give the sword and let you guys be if you make the exchange. However, from what you have seen, looking at his attire and looking at his masks and so on, you can make an academic lore or academic knowledge test. And you get because you rolled a 20, you get a 20% increase to that.
Okay. I'm successful.
Oh, wow. Okay, so looking deeply at his attire and so on, this seems familiar to a new cult that you have read about recently. It's called the Cult of Undeath, and it's a cult that what do you call that? That call themselves. It's the Cult of Undeath, but they believe that they are the true descendants or the keeper of the will of Lazarus the Vile. And their goal is to expand Lazarus's influence through necromancy, raising the dead, and so on. And based on what your readings is that this cult is still very young and not well spread, but there's a lot of documentation that says that some of the wealthy / noble families are secretly part of this new cult. So that's, you know, the information you get from being successful with your 20 or your natural 20 on Masquerade and this. So although they seem truthful, this you know, the cult is driven by some evil purposes.
Game Master, I think I know the answer to this, but does Eiley personally have any feelings towards any kind of traitor, anything that, or that they could help right off, or any? I mean, or do you think they were being truthful about that too?
Sorry, I did not understand. What did you mean?
Never mind then.
No, that's fine. Just tell me what were you trying to?
I was just wondering if Eiley personally has any kind of instinct or of where how to maybe get them to help us, or
To get them to help you?
Yeah, or get their trust or something. I don't know.
That would require, if you want to try to get their trust, to win the trust or so on, you gotta be able to either negotiate or, you know, like offer them something, etc. So that would require you, Jessica, role playing and then potentially making a roll depending on how you role play it. And you're also unaware that they are, you know, like the information that I gave to Usama is just to him. You're unaware that they are.
That's why I was asking if
undeath and so on.
That's why I was asking if Eiley personally has any kind of
idea I don't think you have any common lore or anything like that. If you do, you know, like as a skill, we can discuss it. But this specific type of group, you have never met them before.
Is that good, Eiley? Is there anything else? Do you want, or can I? Okay. Game Master, I'd like to move here. And as I say that, I say, my, what do I know? Now that I'm reassured by the state of our friend over there and got a closer look, who would have thought I would run into the cult of undeath, the carriers of the will of Lazarus themselves, Fabric? I am impressed and honored to make your acquaintance.
This guy right here turns to the leader of the group, of his group, and says, "He knows." And Fabric looks back at him and says, "Silence." And he looks back at you and says, Yes, you know who we are. Great.
Yes, how would you think a well-read elf such as me wouldn't have heard of the nascent group of the cult of the undeath?
Well, I thought that we were doing a very good job at hiding it. I suppose everything has to come out to the light.
I guess it's part of growth and becoming famous. There is such difficulties staying flying under the radar, as they say. You know, it works for a while, but after you gained importance and influence in the world, inevitably you would be known.
He says, "Yeah, well, yes, I suppose this is true."
Now, you are offering me back my sword. The sword you hold in your hand is teal, and I went to great lengths to be able to acquire such a weapon. If we are going to parlay, which I'm inclined to do now that I know who you are, I would like some sort of assurance that there will be a what's the word?
Aggression?
Non-aggression agreement between the cult and myself and my companions here. Is there any?
I cannot speak on behalf of the cult as a whole, but I can speak on behalf of my group. And on behalf of my group, I can assure you that once we exchange the items on our part, we will be leaving you alone. You can go back, explore whatever you want, etc. We will probably leave as soon as possible and join our group, our larger organization. As I said, then you become friends of. You guys are mercenaries. Maybe at one point or another, we may need your services.
I whisper. Wait, what are you doing? Hey, those are bad guys. They're gonna kill people to make more undead.
Well, no, Gallian, you don't know what that is. The cult of undead.
Yeah,
he never explained it to you.
sorry,
I mean, you can try
yeah.
to make you can make a common lore after Osama said cult of undead, but you're gonna have a minus 10% penalty to your roll to try to see if you ever heard about the cult of undead.
But he did say followers of the cult of Lazarus, the will of Lazarus.
Yeah, but I don't know if Gallian still remembers that stuff, etc. What you know is, were you the one who knew who Lazarus the Vile is? Was it you or was it somebody else?
Somebody. From the lore, yeah. For the common lore.
Okay, sure. So if it was you who knew who Lazarus the Vile is, and you heard Lazarus, you're like, oh shit, yeah, no, Lazarus is bad. That's what you know.
So I say, man, what are you doing? I whisper, what are you doing? They are going to kill people to raise them as undead.
So you're gonna move next to him to tell him that?
Yeah. Hey, be careful here.
I look at you and I say, I don't like this more than you do, Gallian, but are we in any kind of shape to put some resistance here? And I look at you, Sol, and I look at you, Eileen. I do, and I whisper to you guys, this doesn't strike me as a good bargain. He's basically telling me he wants to give me back my sword that he found on the ground in exchange for the box. They can't heal us.
That you found on the ground. Sorry, I just think it's funny. It's a sword that I found on the ground, and it's a box that you found. Well, not on the ground, on top of gold. That was on the ground.
What's in the box?
So, I think back to my comment earlier to Sol of living to fight another day. I'm in no shape to do much here.
Heidi, what do you think? Just trying to get a sense of what the characters think at this moment. You heard Faye say Cult of Lazarus and all that stuff. What do you think?
I'm unsure if I have anything they want. That might be because I'm afraid to let go of the stone.
Okay, so that's how you're feeling. Sol, what about you?
Yeah, Sol doesn't want to give them the box.
That's how you're feeling.
Yeah, I feel like I'd rather go down swinging than just give these pieces of shit one more weapon to do their bidding.
Okay, so what do you guys decide to do?
But at the same time, like I am thinking about the well-being of Gallian and Faye and Radot. It's not something that I'm blind to.
I whisper, do you think if we open the box and they are drawn to its power, we can sneak attack them or something.
If we open the box, we'll be drawn to its power, you dumbass.
I'm trying to find
You can,
something.
Galleon,
I'm
you hear,
I'm
you hear
trying.
as you no, hold on. As you say that, Galleon, you start hearing, yes, open the box, yes, yes, please, yes, we'll grant you all the powers you need. Yes, we'll make them all become one.
Okay, so I asked the group. I said, I'd like to believe that this group makes decisions based on democracy. So you are reluctant to handing the box. Am I reading this correctly?
Yeah, but yeah. What if one of us went with them? Like we could babysit it, or and then I just won't say anymore.
I look at Soul and the group, and I said, if that let's do what you guys want to do.
You best. What did Morpheus tell Neo?
He starts.
Do you believe?
Yeah, so I know that Radot heard all of this, so before I do any decision, I just turn is like, would you be okay if we give them the box and fight another day?
He says, of course not. I was not sure initially, but now that your friend mentioned that they are followers of Lazarus, this would be totally against nature and will have some dire consequences. We cannot let we cannot let such a dangerous artifact within the hands of such evil people.
So
we are all in agreement, I shout, and I get
He says, I
get to
finally, let's exchange our items to seal our newly found friendship and move forward. We feel very bad, Uncle, whatever they called you, to the old man, he says.
yeah.
And I'm sure you will live for many more years and die in your bed surrounded with piss and young ladies.
I go to Rick and I say, please hand me the box and I'll go do the exchange. And I
Radolf looks at you.
Smile. Hold on. I smile.
No. He looks at you in the eyes, holds your hand and says, whispering,
I swear, please do not be corrupted by the box, by the stone, or by their words.
That's what he says.
Okay. I say, okay.
He says, I trust you.
He hands over the box to you.
Game Master, can I do I want to know if is Faye bluffing? Is my character actually believing that Faye is bluffing?
Faye, you make
I don't know how to play it.
Sure. You can make an analysis or an intuition roll. Obviously, you have -4. And Faye, make a masquerade roll. And then you guys tell me what your total is.
14.
So 14 against 17.
No, -4.
What's your total, Galleon?
13.
13. And Usama, it's 14, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have a good read on him.
On her. Can we start?
On her, sorry. My bad. You don't have a good read on Faye.
Him, he, her.
Because as you you trust her, but at the same time, she's the one who just stabbed you an hour or so ago.
I look at Faye and I put a hand on my hammer and I say, "Don't do it, Faye."
I look at her and I said, so as I walk past you, I turn around and look at you and say, I thought we were all in agreement. And I wink at you.
Okay.
All right. So for the wink, Usama.
I
Hold on.
go like this.
Agility.
We're all in agreement.
Yeah, and then he winks. So make an agility test with advantage, and I'm gonna roll just with two of the. Oh, actually, I'm gonna make one roll for one of them. That was probably this guy, because you gave the back to Fabric when you did that. This guy is gonna try a perception, but with disadvantage. So roll with advantage. I roll with the disadvantage. Tell me what your total is. Oh my God! I rolled a 16 and an 18. Woohoo!
17?
My total is, it's agility, you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
34 is my total.
34, and I rolled how much? 16.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Okay. All right. So you wink back at him, and then what do you do?
I'm holding the box in my hand, and I move here, and I move there, and I said, "Could you please give me my sword back? I would appreciate it." Can I move in, because here I would be in Korakor, right? Because I'm just.
Yeah. No, you're there, and then he waves at one of the cultists at the south. So the cultist moves here, and then he waves at you to come closer. And then he pulls the sword forward, holding it by its sheath. The sword is vertical right now. He's holding it by the sheath, so it's not pointed towards you. And he says, and he points his hand like this for you to put the box on it. And he's holding the sword with his other hand.
Okay, so I can come here, right? Is that what?
Yeah. Now you can come next to him for the transaction. He's like, I am very glad we came to an agreement. I always thought that women were the most reasonable of the lot. What is your name again, lady? Very reasonable lady. My lady. My very reasonable lady. My blonde, very reasonable lady, elf.
Okay.
Time test, please.
Okay.
Now this is getting awkward.
So, so Game Master, first of all, can you describe to me how the box is closed?
It's what do you mean? It's closed.
So
it's a box. It goes up to down and it's closed.
There isn't a lock, right?
There isn't a lock, no.
I smile at him and I say, "Oh, my name is Faye," and I like make my eyes do butterflies.
Okay. Are you trying to seduce him?
Yes.
Okay, sure. Go ahead. Make a roll.
Where am I again? Here.
I got a 17, baby. I got a 17. Come on me, bro. Come on me, bro.
Yes.
I'm cool like a cucumber, baby. I'm cool.
So 14 plus 1, right? So 14 plus 1, so 15.
What's your total?
What did I say? I have 15, 29.
29. He says, oh, that's very, very, very charming, but I typically prefer men.
Then I step up, no, I'm just kidding.
No, Saul steps up and raises his shirt. He is like, look at my abs, bro.
Okay. So here's what I do. See this square here?
Mm-hmm.
I open the box and throw the rock, the stone in this in this as I jump backwards if I can to here.
Hadouken!
Well, I mean, it's 2 actions, right? My
No, hold on. I'm thinking. So
just like in
2, 4, 6. Use an action to throw the box. And you can move. You can move 2 more squares if you'd like to.
Okay, so like I can move back here.
2 more squares. So
Sorry.
just look at the squares.
Yeah, but what do you mean, like 2, right? 1, 2, or when you say 2 more, are you talking about 2 more in addition to this one?
No. So where you are, you can move 2 squares from where you are.
Okay.
That's 4 meters. Because you use your action to throw the thing, and then you're gonna move. You already moved 6 meters. You can move 4 more meters, which is 2 more squares.
So I move here, here. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me, just 1 quick second.
By the way, I don't see his pings, just for the recording.
I don't see it as well, just so you know.
Okay.
I
don't think he's pinging. I think he's doing that thing where you move, but since he doesn't let it go, it's not going to show us.
Got it.
I move here. I have a question for you, Game Master. I did my bonus action, say, to throw the stone.
No, that's an action.
Oh, that's an action. Okay.
Yeah, because it's a ranged attack. That's what you're doing.
So is my movement then my bonus action?
Your movement is movement.
Oh, okay.
There is movement, there is action, there is bonus action.
So I can do bonus. So I can also unsheath, right?
With a bonus action, sure.
Okay, so I throw the stone in that square. I move to here. I become invisible and I unsheath my sword.
And is invisible a bonus action or instantaneous action?
It doesn't say.
It does not say?
No. That's what I was checking. I was actually not calculating movement. I was reading the description. It just says once every 24 hours you can use the power of this next lesson in your as a bonus action. Sorry, it does say.
I was like, I'm pretty sure I have something in there.
So sorry, I do not unsheath then, and I just become invisible.
Okay, so you throw it now. Do a ranged attack, and the difficulty factor. So you want to just drop it in that square, right?
Yes.
That's what you want to do. The difficulty factor, I'm gonna say it's gonna be an 8, and just roll.
Oh my god, dude. Fucking suck.
So 8 plus 18, that's 26, I think.
Yeah, I fail.
You fail. Okay, so I'm going to say, as a result, that the rock was actually thrown here, what I'm pinging, and I'm going to put it as an X in the map. So your hand was twitching as you are about to open the box and throw it, because you're afraid of what happened. You remember all the shit that pretty much happened as a result. So it gets thrown, hits the wall, and then falls here. That's not the best color to use. So I'm going to put it as another color. Sorry.
Or should we have... Well,
and we're going to go on a break after this. Should we have what?
I wish I knew I was failing.
I wish I knew too.
I wish I was a little bit taller.
I wish I was a baller. Okay, so you throw it, and in your hurry and stress, you don't throw it where you want it. You go wide. It flies, hits the wall, falls on the ground as the cultists, look at each other, scared by your movement. You withdraw back, and then you hold your amulet, and boom, you disappear. And as that happens, Fabric says, "What is it with adventurers these days? Well, I suppose partying is off the table. You're back to primitive instincts." He looks back at the man who attacked Radoth with the fireball, the energy bolt, and he says, Well, yes, go along. You can get rid of them. Yes, go ahead. And on that, we're gonna roll for initiative, and we'll end the first half of the session. And everybody take 10 to 15 minutes, and then we'll come back. You can go ahead if you'd like and roll initiative so that we have it in the turns.
You had to roll freaking 18, huh?
I rolled a 20 for initiative. Nice.
And I roll a 20 now. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
Out of here.
Oh boy.
It's bullshit. This is bullshit.
Yeah. All right, team. I'll talk to you in a bit.
All right. See you in a bit.
See ya.
See ya.